Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. Thanks, everyone, for watching. As always, my name is Jose Bouquett, and we're back. Thank you guys for watching. Say Hey Plays 140 officially starting here. Thanks, everyone, for watching. A good day yesterday. Well, it's not good, but it was a positive day. 2-1 yesterday. Otani-san got me my home run, got to cash that 2.5, or I said it was 1.5 bases actually, and we cashed the plus 1.5 on the Angels individually because they win outright. Like we said, the leans were kind of looking pretty good, so we're feeling pretty good about how we're seeing the card. What's up, everyone? Thanks for watching early. Brian Watson, Crypto-ish, Mr. MDR, Dave Beckett, Nasty Nate, Wine Time in here as well. So let's start out with the random thoughts in my head, random things, changes to be happening here, good and bad. Well, not bad, but good changes happening around here. Just things are happening around the pub. First of all, number one, you guys will see me in studio. As you guys can see, I'm in the studio. You guys will see me here more, especially on Tuesdays, because I am producing another show right after this. It's called the Joe and Jamar Power Hour. You guys probably remember it if you guys watched me nonsense with the UTSA last year. It's a UTSA-based podcast. So if you're not a San Antonio person, I can understand why you wouldn't be interested, but I want to give it a plug here. I'll be on it prominently because I'll be the producer of it. So I would appreciate you guys check it out. It's interesting because the two guys hosting are good friends of mine now. We've known each other for a while. We go to the tailgates and such, and it's a good time. So watch that. Second of all, this weekend is going to be the last weekend of Say Hey Plays going forward on the weekends. Say Hey Plays is going to be Monday through Friday after this week. Why is that, you ask? Because football obviously has started now. Obviously, I have other things. I have other responsibilities around the pub. I'm producing the NFL shows and such. But the Say Hey Plays and, kind of baseball in general will be taking a back seat on the weekends, mostly focusing on football, NCAA, MFL, all that good stuff. So I will, be taking a little step back, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, but won't be producing or won't be doing Say Hey Plays on the weekend, but you'll see me on Pub Sports Radio stuff. I'll be obviously on the NFL show and stuff, so it'll be a while. We'll see. I'll answer your question in a second because I had all these stuff I wanted to get out, but I think that might be it, so give me a moment. But yeah, so this weekend will be the last weekend going for the weekend shows, and then this we'll talk going forward will be Monday through Friday, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern. No other changes there, and then obviously, the playoff schedule will be a lot different as well. So, yeah, it was good. And thank you guys, as always, for watching and sticking through with all this. The schedule's going to get crazy, especially with – I've got the burps because I had a Coke just now. But with the football starting, and like I said, football's king, and I've got stuff to do there. So, definitely that's not really – that's really the reason why. It's not like we haven't been doing well on the show. Though we're in negative units, whatever. You guys have always been here watching, sticking around, donating when you can for the Buy Me a Coffee, supporting our presenting sponsors in however the way you guys can. So we appreciate that, and I appreciate that as well. So definitely shout out to you guys for everything you guys do for me and the pub in general. Now, Little C asked a question, how long have I been producing for Pub Sports Radio? It's funny because I talk about Donnie Rightside being a Pub Sports Radio original because when I was hired on the Pub Sports Radio, it was me. It was actually Jeff, Preston, Preston's brother, and then me. So it's just us four starting Pub Sports Radio. Obviously, Jeff had everything like built up. Preston and Jeff built all that stuff and all that good nonsense. But, like, for example, like the YouTube, I remember creating the YouTube because we only used to stream on Facebook. And then, like, the Twitter had, like, 200 Twitter followers. So I've been producing for a while. It's been like 3 or 4 years. I think now. So that answers your question there. And Rocco, shout out to you, my man. I should have bet the home run prop, but you were the man right there. I bet the over 1.5 bases and it hit. So shout out to us. But yeah, so those are just those random things going forward. I'll remind everyone of those changes. I'll remind everyone of the weekend change at the end of the show because more people come in during the show, obviously. And then, some people actually stay for the picks. Who would have thought? All right, let's get right into it. going to be a lot of fun. Say Hey plays 140. Say Hey plays 140 officially underway. Cheshire Cat, appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for watching. You're always in here, my guy. And I do not ignore your comments, so don't you worry. I'm looking at you. I can see you, and I appreciate you. I have right now, let's count them up real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually tweeted out some plays. I forgot that I tweeted them out. I want to double check real quick because I want to see what I have made official and I haven't. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 official plays in here so far. So let me erase that question mark there. This is one of the question mark games, though, because I think a Cal Quantrill versus Spencer Watkins matchup here is pretty interesting because I think both these pitchers are pretty similar. I mean, 10-5, 3.59 ERA for Cal, 4-4, a 3.69 or 3.96. That's like 3.65. Damn, you're fine. But a 3.96 ERA for Watkins. Watkins coming off a good start against the Chicago White Sox. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Take that every time. Kyle Quantrill dominated the San Diego Padres at the Padres in a pretty convincing and a I don't know what we'll call it here, but a kind of a series that put the Guardians on the map. They beat the Padres, and everyone's like, whoa, the Guardians are serious now. But yeah, no, they've been great this whole year. 7 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 6 Ks, 1 walk. Baltimore has been hitting a lot better than them against righties. 7th, 108 weighted runs created plus this month, while the Guardians are 22nd, 85 weighted runs created plus. I think this pitching matchup is kind of a wash. I think the bullpens are pretty similar. And the offenses are seemingly going towards the Orioles. So I honestly looked at Orioles money line plus 126 earlier, now plus 128. Obviously, want to hear you guys' thoughts in the chat. Would love to hear what you guys are on. But am I just walking into this trap because they're like Orioles plus 130? Let's get all your money on it, like Jimmy was saying. I don't have any of the cash flow and stuff because I'm not rich like one Jimmy the Bag. Shout out to him for moving into a new house. I'm just joking about him being rich. He had his whole thing today, so shout out to him, my man there. But I just didn't move on it because I was a little hesitant, and I want to know what you guys I want to know what you guys are on as well. TJ Mizzy on the Orioles, Professor Chris saying the Orioles. Chief, a good point, Chief. A good point here. Only 280 away from 420, Jose. There you go. Cheshire Cat saying he doesn't have a serious opinion on the game. Look at that. Today, Rocco's on Salvi Perez home run. A little Venezuelan right there as well. Appreciate that. And look at that. And there you go. See, Rocco's on fire with his on-base prop. Maybe Rocco, maybe you put one for the day. Like you said, I mean, Salvi, your Rocco Rogers play of the day. Shout out to you, my man. Xnizzle in here. And Little C. Look at this. That's funny. Imagine if we cat for 20 more years, Jose. We'll be either rich or grumpy. That's a good. I'd rather be rich, but I could easily see me being extremely grumpy. Could easily see me being extremely grumpy, I should say. And Rocco is saying kind of what I'm thinking. This is a trap to take the Orioles, but they'll probably win it. I've got nothing here, I guess. I just can't move on this game confidently either way, truthfully. So ultimately, I'm moving on from this game. I like Baltimore at their price, but it seems like a trap for me. What's up, Razor? Nice to see you, my guy. Justin Bilbo in here as well. Move on to game 2. Cardinals versus the Reds. Dakota Hudson versus Justin Dunn here. And you guys have seen me try to back Justin Dunn at several instances now. Dakota Hudson, not a pitcher I like. He's coming off a good start. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks at Chicago. But Dunn, man, I backed him against Philadelphia. The bats just weren't there behind him. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, but I lose a first 5 money line and plus a half because the Reds don't score anything. And it was on the Nola start, too. I remember it because he dominated that start, and my Phillies fan friend laughed at me for betting against Nola. So I thought that was very funny as well. The issue, I just do not – I don't know if I can go up against one of the best teams in baseball right now. The Cardinals have been rolling this whole month. It makes me wonder, am I going to back them in the playoffs too? The Cardinals could throw a wrench in my whole Braves, Mets, NL superiority thing. Cardinals are going to be a fun team to watch going forward. They've got two of the best players in baseball, probably the top two NL East or I should NL MVP candidates too, and Goldschmidt and Arenado, which is crazy to say, two of them on the same team. Ultimately, this is another pass here for me. Probably Cardinals spot. Weather's going for offense too, but a pass game at the end of the day for me. I'm going to pull up Swish Analytics as well because, like my father, Jimmy the Bag, says they do a great job of giving you the wind, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, for example. And it's pretty helpful. You can see where the wind goes. Like, for example, the Guardians game, that wind is blowing out to right center, or say out to right field, 9 mile an hour. Then it moves to just straight to first base, essentially at 10, and then 12 miles an hour to 8 o'clock. So tricky wind. Who knows what's going to happen there? And then for this game, it cranks up to 9 miles an hour wind out, and then 7, and then 6. So it dies down a little bit during the game. Ultimately, a pass game for me. Going to be a fun game to watch to see if the Cardinals just keep taking care of business. And I'll be interested to see if Justin Dunn pitches well again. Personally, I kind of hope he gets rocked, and then I can back him again, potentially in his next start. But I like him. I think he's doing well. I think he's channeling some of that 2020, 2019, whatever that year it was he was dominating, channeling that back at him. Next game, let's talk Tampa Bay Rays, Miami Marlins. I already saw someone, I forgot who it was now, put a little Shane McClanahan K prop in there. Been, on and off, like struggling for his standards, giving up 2 earned runs. But last start, he went 6, 4 hits, no earned runs, 9 Ks, 1 walk versus the Angels at home. Domination. The Angels kind of stink. Not surprised there, but he's been giving up runs to teams that stink, like the Royals, 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs on a home run, 8 Ks, 3 walks. Is that stinking? Not really, but, again, high standards for Shane McClanahan. I think he probably shoves again because this is the worst team against lefties by far this month. 52 weighted runs created plus. And remember, 100 is average. 100 is average, so that's tough. So ultimately, it's a Rays spot at minus 190. I don't want to back it. But I'm taking the under here. I'm going to take the under here. I believe in Baby G's. I believe in Jesus Luzardo. It's a kind of a bony under, as I'm going to call it right now. A minus 120 for me. Let me double check actually here. Yeah, minus 120 for the under 6.5. I like Jesus. This is one of those things. I'm going to hope that I don't have to worry about Shane McClanahan. I'm going to hope that he just dices up those guys, goes 6. I prefer 7. I prefer 7, 8 innings from Shane McClanahan. Does his thing, but they're kind of, watching his innings, obviously, because they need him for the postseason. Start game 1. I got it at minus 120, or I got minus 120. It's at minus 125 now, excuse me. And let's talk about the Tampa Bay Rays against lefties. They're 17th, 95 weighted runs created plus this month. So rolling with it, full game under 6.5. I believe in Baby Jesus. Do you? Next up, Oakland, Washington. This game is seemingly going to get rained out, so we're not going to really talk about it. Just both teams. I thought it was an interesting line. I probably would have backed Cole Irvin here. Both teams not hitting well. 26th or 21st against righties, 24th against righties, 85 and 86 weighted runs created plus. So I pass, or I'm not passing because it's probably going to get rained out, but it'd probably be Irvin for me. But I do like both these pitchers, truthfully. All right, next, a great game. I'm excited to watch here. Cubs versus the Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman, who really disappointed, and I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it was a kind of a heart-wrenching game for me because I bet Sox team total under 1.5. That cashed or that lost immediately, seemingly, and then I bet the Blue Jays that first 5, I believe it was first 5 money line that got shot on, and. Was I surprised? Definitely, because I thought Gausman was going to just keep on rolling against the Red Sox. And Jimmy mentioned it today. His velocity was down. Actually, let's pull up Ye Olde Baseball Savant because I think my favorite part about Baseball Savant is the game logs they provide for each pitcher. And you can see, the velocity of each thing or of each pitch that day and how it relates to his average for the year and et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's it's a great tool to have here. So shout out to Baseball Savants. And I probably should have done this before the show, but it just occurred to me now. And by the way, I hope you guys can hear this lovely rain that it's going on right now in San Antonio. Again, it's raining when I'm in here, so that's very rare for sure for me. But looking at it now, his fastball, he had 22 swings on his fastball, only 2 whiffs, so that's pretty tough there. His average was 93.5. His yearly average, 94.5. It was down 1.4 miles an hour, as you guys can tell there. His max was 96. In the split, by the way, he threw it 27 times and only 8 whiffs, which is pretty rare for the Red Sox and how good that splitter is. So obviously he did not perform last time out, but I'm backing him here, but I'm not going to back him and trust the Blue Jays bats because I do believe in Marcus Stroman coming back and being a big game pitcher. It's so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. By the way, Cheshire, are you willing to just move on and continue to believe that Gonsolin's going to fail? Are you talking about me about the Gonsolin thing? Cheshire, let me know because I kind of accepted defeat there. I did kind of accept defeat, but he broke down, I guess, at the end of the day. So he kept dominating the Brewers. What do you want me to say? I lost my money there. I lost my money. I would have faded him in the playoffs if he's there. But yeah, for sure. Oh, look, there's a cat in the bar now, I guess, or a puppy in the bar. How interesting. But Marcus Stroman, getting back on topic. You keep just thinking you want to fade him. Hey, again, I lost almost 30 units in this month, so I was wrong. Hey, I can fully admit that Tony Gonsolin was fantastic. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys keeping me honest, though. But I just appreciate how you guys keep me honest and keep me on track here. Keep me on track, I mean, definitely keep me off track, but thanks. Marcus Stroman, he's great. Well, not great. I think he's a good game pitcher, a good big game pitcher, and I think he gets up for starts like this. His home road splits obviously favor the road. You don't know what it is about Wrigley Field. I think it's weird. The win maybe factor into it. I don't know, but we saw the reception. I don't know if you guys saw the video of the kid like just breaking down into tears meeting Stroman again. So I am 100% in on this game. I think it's the first 5 under. It was one of the first bet I think I made, aside from Taint, which we'll get to shortly. The Taint play of the day was a great play, and I appreciated it. And I'm about to cough real quick, but oh no, I swallowed it. We're good. But yeah, first 5 under, 4 minus 120. I was pretty shocked I gave you a 4. I thought it was going to be a 3.5. First bet I made. I don't believe in the Blue Jays offense right now. They're cold. It's a little scary. A little scary as someone that's been on the Blue Jays bandwagon all year. But we will see for sure. We will see for sure. Both these teams hitting 16th and 17th against righties, 93 and 94 weighted runs created plus. So, yeah, these guys have been great in spots. Ooh, that cough came back on me there. But both these pitchers have been good in their spots. Kevin Gausman, I think, will come back and pitch well. Obviously, I'll be keeping an eye on his velocity too. If his velocity is not where it is or where it's supposed to be, then I'm going to be concerned for sure. And Marcus Stroman is really the leap of faith here. I'm not a Marcus Stroman guy. I don't like Marcus Stroman as a pitcher personally. But it'll be interesting to see how he does. Next game on our slate, and the marquee matchup of the night, the game I'm most excited to watch, could be the NLCS. And well, it depends on seeding, obviously, but absolutely could be a great matchup in the playoffs. Dodgers Mets, not the pitching matchup we want, and Andrew Heaney and Taijuan Walker, but we'll take it. By the way, if you guys don't know, and a huge X factor in this game, the guy who made the trumpet song for Edwin Diaz is at the game, and he's going to do the fucking trumpet shit live whenever he comes out or whatever it is. So that's going to be electric, and it's going to be close. Shout out to Hunter Bogard watching the show. I appreciate it, my man, and I appreciate the compliment. But this is obviously the marquee matchup of the night, and I thought this was a pretty easy spot for me here as well. Both these offenses are phenomenal. I bet it earlier today, tweeted it out, thankfully. I took the over 8 at minus 120. It's now at 8.5. I still like it. If I bet it at 8, I'd still like it at 8.5, obviously. Taijuan Walker's scary. He's scary, and I do have a stake bet on this game. Shout out to Jay Peasy. I have a stake bet with Jay Peasy. I think it's full game. Dodgers versus Mets, I believe. I just really think that this is going to be a shootout, and Andrew Heaney is going to be put to test here. And this is one of probably the best lineup he's faced. Let me pull up his last two starts. They were both Milwaukee. I mean, he got touched the first time, came back the second time. I like him. His slider's good, but I trust in the New York Metropolitans here. They're not hitting well against lefties. 25th, 85 or 83 weighted runs created plus against lefties this month. So it's definitely a stick in the wind play. I'll tell you that. And that's why it's not an official play, as I have not bet my money on it for Mets first five. But I like that way. And I officially did move on the over here. I mean, it's just hard. It's hard not to bet a game when the Dodgers are in and you don't want to take the over. I mean, even if the Dodgers win like 10-0, you get that over, and that could easily happen with a Mets bullpen that could be susceptible here and a Dodgers offense that is just elite. All right, so let's move on to this next game. And speaking of the taint play of the day, shout out to the taint play of the day. Why don't we play the fucking taint drop? I love the taint drop. Shout out to Taint on the under 7.5 in this game here. But boy, oh boy, when I saw it was 2 units, I was like, this is one of those things where Matty Ice is betting an under. He's on the Tigers game, and he's betting 2 units on it. All right, well, I'm in. George Kirby, a pitcher I like. Matt Manning, I've backed before. I had him in that tragic first 5 under that I had. It cashed. Well, I should say it didn't cash. It lost in that last inning. I had the first 5 no, what did I have again? I had first 5 Tigers. It was against the Giants, and it was Logan Webb. Right. Okay, there we go. I put it all together in my head. But Matt Manning, I enjoyed very much, so he pitched great. George Kirby, another pitcher I like. Shout out to Jay Peasy in this chat right now. I just talked about that game. Jay Peasy, are we doing full game or first 5 on that? Let me know. I think it was full game, but I just wanted to make sure and double check. But yes, I do have a stake bet with my man Jay Peasy there. But under in this game, I like it a lot. Matt Manning, a good pitcher. I'll mention his last 2 starts. 6 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 8 Ks, no walks against the aforementioned Giants. And then against the Angels, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, 1 walk there. Both these offenses, well, I should say, first of all, the Tigers' offense has never been good. Not good. The Seattle Mariners are okay right now. They're not clicking on all cylinders. 18th, 92 weighted runs created plus. Kirby's last 2 starts, Nationals, 7 innings, 8 hits, 1 earned run, 9 Ks, no walks there. And yes, it is full game. Thank you, my man Jay Peasy. I just wanted to clarify there. Angels, by the way, at the Angels last time for Kirby before that National start, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk there. And yes, razor sharp picks in there saying, get us paid, Matty. Put some money in our pockets, Matty Ice. I believe in Matt. How about it, Matty Ice? Let's go. Shout out to the Taint play of the day. Yeah, come on. Taint's legendary, my man. Memorabilia. Yeah, that is the play of the day. And it cashes almost at like 60%. I don't talk about it much on my show because it's more of a betting with the bag Jimmy thing, and I save those drops for him. But, I'm by myself. It's always nice to see. And I like the drops. You know what? Memorabilia, just for you, I'll play another one. Fuck it. Shout out to Taint, man. What a great time the Taint play of the day is. Next game, this is hilarious that this is this price. Braves Rockies minus 380 plus 290 for Jose Urania, aka Jose Urethra. It's a hard word to say sometimes. He got absolutely destroyed against the Texas Rangers. 1 1/3, 9 hits, 9 earned runs. Not going to cut it. He's got to pitch better than that. I mean, that's just the easiest statement to say in the world. Excuse me, as I'm burping up a storm out here because this is damn Coke. That's why you don't drink soda. However, Jose Urania is definitely not someone I want to back. I've backed him on a minus 300 before. It was close. This is his first start against the Dodgers. And it's just so hesitant right now, especially with my record. Like, I should be backing all these all these minus 300 fades. It's just crazy to me. They still cash. I mean, you bet first 5 with the Pirates the other day. You cash it pretty easy. Shout out to O'Neal Cruz, the cruise missile, for hitting a 3-run shot to get that done. Unfortunately, you lose the full game because that's how the fucking minus 300 business goes. But I wouldn't hate if you took the Rockies here. I'm not taking the Braves in any form or fashion. Maybe you take a team total with the Braves, but ultimately this is another pass game for me. Fade those minus 300s if you got the heart. I wholly recommend it. Boston, Minnesota Twins here. The Red Sox are very bad. I mean, just so bad. Razor, you're funny. Razor's making some good jokes in the chat right now as well. And Paco, I haven't heard from Dutch. I have not heard from Dutch in the Wrestling Challenge. I didn't get to catch the daily sesh today because I was in a meeting, unfortunately. And maybe he talked about it then. Let me know if you guys, let me know if he knows about it already. So shout out to AOD as well and Real Deal Prime as well in here. Cutter Crawford versus Chris Archer. An interesting matchup here. Cutter got absolutely crushed in his last 2 starts, and it was one of those things where he like had his hand in his hands, and he was like freaking out. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, what are we doing here?" And it's like I don't know what to do here. So I don't trust him. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't trust the Red Sox offense. The Twins should probably win this game, but I don't like Chris Archer at all. I have not backed him many times, and I just maybe have a vividness bias, as Jimmy will say, from his Tampa Bay days. But at the end of the day, I just can't do it. It's just too scary for me at minus 135. Maybe another team total here as well, but they're 12th against righties, 101 away to runs created plus. Not something I want to back. Nasty Nate saying Red Sox smash. Shout out to Nasty Nate, who him and I are making plans for Boston, and I'm very excited. Very excited for those plans. Cannot wait for that. Hope to see you soon, my man. Remnost, that is a good one. That is a good one, Remnost. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. You don't know that. Keep those to myself. AOD, I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. I don't ask. I just ask them, here's this. Can I have that? And then I get this. Let's just go on with my business, I mean, imagine trying to do that with me. I'm an awkward person to say that to begin with. Christopher Commentini liking a first 5 over. Paco Healy saying Hustler was risque. I'm going to start talking about porn magazines now in the chat. Put your favorite porn magazine in the chat. There you go. Mine was the Home and Gardening magazine, obviously. Shout out to Step Brothers. Next game, the Blackout Bowl, Houston Astros, Texas Rangers. And this has dropped significantly. Minus 170 earlier today. Now minus 158, minus 160 essentially for the Astros here. And I can see why. Framber Valdez better on the road, but the Rangers against lefties right now, second, 147 weighted runs created plus. I mean, this was a really conflicting game, and I thought Texas team total is probably my move here, but I just didn't make that move. I like it, and let me double check. I want to see what price I'll get on that in Bovada. By the way, Bovada again, I'm getting raked over the coals with these lines. It is quite sickening, and soon I think I will be making my switch to Bet Online. So you should definitely do that. And by the way, if you're looking for another book, because I need to sign up for this book too, sign up for my bookie as well. I know they have a reputation that's scandalous. But if you use promo code PROPSPORTS, you get a little deposit match. If you use Bitcoin as well, it'll be a very nice little deposit match. Maybe if you go in there and throw some UFC in there, maybe a little baseball, try to make some money on the side. Different books always helps you out as well. So promo code PUBSPORTS. It is a 3 at minus 115, the Texas team total. And you know what? I think I'm going to move on it. I know Framber is one of my favorite pitchers to back. He's one of my favorite pitchers in general. He's a lefty, obviously, yada, yada, yada. But I'm going to fade him here. That money movement, also interesting to me. And I just 3 runs. At the end of the day, I think I could have a quality start with 3 runs, I think still. I think it's 4 runs or less. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not a big quality start guy. Shout out to Gambler's First Glance. The Astros Texas Rangers game under 7.5. Boy, oh boy. Of course I've got the Gambler's First Grass Drop. Thank you, Gambler's First Glance. The under in this game. Not bad. Not bad. I could see, man, I can already see me losing money on this game. So I'm on the over 3 right there. It's only 3 runs. Let's fucking hope to God they get it. But after that razor sharp look there, I already have my doubts. So we will see there. That might be the only show edition I get to go on today. All right. Kansas City Royals, Chicago White Sox. You guys might have heard Jimmy and I talk about this game later today, or earlier in the day, I should say. We are both on Kansas City Royals first 5 money line. I got a minus 105 for me. I like Brady Singer a whole lot. I've been on him the whole year. It's one of those moments where I feel like I know the game of baseball. You know, I just watched him last year. I thought he was a quality pitcher. I say this all the time too. So if you watch this show frequently, you're probably fucking sick of hearing this. But I told my Royals friends, why isn't he starting? He gets some relief appearances, looks electric. And I say, why isn't he starting? He finally starts pitching, starts starting those games. And now he's pitching well. I don't know what it is. He strikes out a lot of dudes. Looks like a weirdo on the mound. His motion's weird. I don't like it, but it works. Arizona Diamondbacks was his last start. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, no walks. Dominated the Tampa Bay Rays. Dominated in quotation marks. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks, 4 walks. I believe in him here. And Lucas Giolito has been one of the more disappointing things of my season. I bet him to win the NL Cy Young or the AL Cy Young. Really disappointed there. Just fucking burned money. 5 ERA. Just has not been consistent for me. 2 earned runs and 2 outings against the Royals this year so far. No, I'm good. Thank you, Kevin. But ultimately, this is a pass, or not a pass game for me. This is a Royal spot for me. Sorry. Kevin, one of the people that owns the bar here at Southtown 101, asked me if I wanted a drink during the show, which I don't know why, but shout out to him, I guess. Thank you for his accommodations. But I like the Royals here. My offensive question will always be there with the Royals. 24th, 82 weighted runs created plus. Rocco, I believe, is on his Rocco Rogers play of the game, whatever we're calling it. He likes the Salvi home run prop. It's kind of a shitty price at plus 180. Obviously, you want a better price here, but let me pull up Baseball Savant again, because they also do a good batter versus pitcher. And I'm sure if I look at batter versus pitcher, Lucas Giolito versus these guys, I'm sure I'm going to see something very nice for Salvador Perez. All right, come on, Baseball Savant. All right, good. It's not loading right now. It's always nice to see. All right, one more try. All right, maybe not. Let me know. Rocco Rogers, what you get, because my batter versus pitcher thing is not working currently, so that's pretty funny. But I'm sure he has good numbers, so I'm sure that's why you're picking that price. And I like Salvia a lot as well, so you guys know that. But Royals first 5 money line for me, minus 105 there. Another pass game coming up here in the Pirates-Brewers game. Mitch Keller versus Jason Alexander. Last night, it was listed as Adrian Hauser for some reason. I capped it as that. And he only pitched 1 game or 1 start after that, so it wasn't even like a deep cap. But Jason Alexander is back in our lives here, and we all remember Jason Alexander, and we all know his little meme or whatever picture we have here. But I want to pull up Jason Alexander's minor league stats, because he's back up here, and he didn't pitch, horribly when he was up. Looking at his starts, he had one really bad one where he came in relief, 5 innings, 7 earned runs. But he had 2. He had 2 of those actually. So he wasn't like awful, but he had his blow up starts. Obviously, not major league ready, you could say. His minor league starts, 1 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs on a home run there. And that wasn't even a start. It seemed to be a relief appearance. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. 5 innings, 6 hits, no earned runs. 5 Ks in the first one, by the way. 3 walks, and then 2 Ks, 1 walk. Ultimately, I just can't get behind him, Why would I want to lay minus 175 with him? The Pirates against, and I believe, let me double check. He's a righty. Yeah. So the Pirates against righty are 26, 81's weighted runs created plus, but that's always a little deceiving. The Pirates have their moments. They're a long ball or bust team. If they're not going to hit a home run, they're not going to score at the end of the day. And the Brewers is kind of an offensive friendly park. So it's just tough. Do you want to back this guy? Or do you want to back this guy? I don't know. Well, shout out to CT Bays for watching. Thanks for watching, my man. It's a tough game here. I guess my only lean would be to the old reliable Pirates team total here, but nothing I'm playing in this game. Jason Alexander, no thank you. Mitch Keller, I'll just mention his last 2 starts were not good. 3 2/3, 7 runs, I should say, against the Braves. Only 2 of them earned. Still didn't get out of it, so still a bad start. And then against the Red Sox, 2 innings, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. So, no thanks. No thanks. Next game, Yankees versus the Angels here. Another hilarious loss by the Yankees last night. I wish I would have bet the Angels money line, but we still cashed that plus 1.5. And thank you to my MVP, Shohei Ohtani, for hitting that 2-run home run and ultimately proved to be the difference in that game. It's so funny that I'm going to keep banging on this drum, Shohei to win the MVP, but he's not going to win it. I don't think the narratives are already in Judge's side. If he breaks that record, he's gonna win it. So I really hope he doesn't break that record. But I'm not going to slander him too much because I've said this frequently. Podcasts I listen to, little scuttlebutt is saying that the Red Sox might be in on Aaron Judge next year. So I'm not going to slander him too much. I'm not going to mention the fact that he's never hit a clutch home run in his life. I'm not going to mention that he played in a Mickey Mouse park. I'm not going to mention that. I'm just going to congratulate him on his potential MVP season. But Jameson Taillon and Max Mayers here is the main focus here. Jameson has been pretty good, but the issue has not been the Yankees pitching because they always get pretty decent pitching performances, even from Domingo Germán. They are last in the league right now against righties this month. It is crazy. 75 weighted runs created plus for the Yankees against righties. Is that number going to tick up and change? Probably. Is Max Meyer a good, a good get right spot for the Yankees? Sure. But are you going to lay a minus 165 with him? No. Would I go back to the well with the plus 1.5? I don't think so. I mean, last time out for Mayer, he went 5 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 5 Ks, 3 walks against the Tampa Bay Rays. That's good, but I think a little bit of step up in class, obviously. So a pass game here as well. No Razor. I would not like that acquisition at all. I am very much no thank you there, especially for how much it would cost. I am all set there. No thanks. No. I just know what this Red Sox ownership group does, and I know what the podcast I listen to say. But no thanks. I would pass on him. I hope he goes to the West Coast. Let's talk Philadelphia Phillies, Arizona Diamondbacks. Speaking of razor sharp picks, the Phillies just that really hurt my feelings last night. I was not on the Phillies, but I always like to see the Phillies succeed. No, Razor. I would not want Aaron Judge on my baseball team. No, not for $500 million. What he asked for. No, I'd rather sign my. I can say baby boy on this show. I almost didn't say. I can sign my baby boy Rafael Devers. I'd much rather have that happen. But no, I am all set. By the way, DX Filer. Oh no, DX. I like Yankees team total in full game over. I've lost 5 in a row in the Yankees team total, but today's the day. Oh fuck, that's funny. DX. You should hate the Yankees more than I do, DX. So that is hilarious that you keep going to the well. Hey, I think I'd agree with you. Yankees team total would be the way I look at, but they're the worst against righties. Top Set saying, you ever thought about playing poker? I think you'd be good at it. I've played poker once or twice. Well, I've played poker like 6-7 times, I should say, if we're going to speak accurately here. And yes, that is an accurate number for money in real money games. And I kind of bullshit my way into having good nights sometimes. But the issue is when the river and all the cards flop, I need to look at someone to tell me I won, because I don't fucking know if I ever won. I need to look at someone. I need to look at an unbiased third party. Like, did I win? Did I win? And if they tell me I lost, I'll just accept every loss. So if I could definitely be getting fucked on the poker table with my friends, and I have no idea. But yeah, I've had a couple winning lines. I'm not horrible at it, but I'm still kind of clueless. Today's the day, indeed. TX Filer. Christopher Commentini mentioning the Phillies as well. CT Bays, look at this, a little Diamondbacks money line. Phillies have struggled in Arizona, lose often when Nola starts. Gallon on fire. CT Bay is good at those dog shots. A shout out to you, CT Bays. I always see you in those dogs in the chat. Nola has been an interesting proposition for me. I mean, we saw his home road splits. I thought, maybe, just maybe, is Nola going to be a bad home road split against the Cincinnati Reds last time? And then he went 9 innings, 5 hits, no one runs, 11 Ks, no walks there to shove it in my fucking face. His home road splits now for him. Let me double check. I want to double check. Home, a 3.24, away, a 3.96. I mean, it's a minus 140 here, obviously. Would I trust either side here? I wouldn't definitely not trust the Phillies at minus 140 full game. Maybe you take a first 5 here. But ultimately, I think it's an under spot, definitely. It's at the face of it. You just look at it, it screams under. But it's tough. It's tough with the 7, and the Phillies offense is good. It's really good. And I think with Harper in there, I think they're rolling now, and it scares me. I'm going to be honest. So I think if any offense is going to touch Gallon up, it might be the Phillies, because I wrote down his last 2 starts here for Gallon here. Got to scroll all the way down. His last 2 starts were the Royals and then Giants. And I want to pull up his other starts. Is this going to be the best offense he faces in a while? It would be Royals, Giants, Rockies, Pirates, Guardians was his last bad start, and he gave up 3 earned runs. This will be by far the best lineup he faces, and that's the part that scared me off the under here. I think the Phillies pen will obviously have a response or pitch better. They have pitch. I think they'll probably get back on it, but I don't know. I ultimately passed on this game too. I didn't trust it, and I didn't trust the bullpens. Obviously, that's why I'm not taking a full game under. It'd be a first 5 under or nothing for me here. Razor sharp picks. A good question here. What are the odds the Phillies win it all? It's happening. I think the Phillies are going to be a dangerous team in the National League. I'll tell you that. I think they could definitely win a round in the playoffs, and then from then, it'll be interesting to see how they cope with only having 2 pitchers. So it'll be interesting. And by the way, it's funny. Someone said the Phillies pen or the CT Bays. Phillies pen struggling a little bit here. Cheshire Cat asking, yo, you going to Atlantic City, Jose? Cheshire, I am going to go to Atlantic City when we get these Pub Sports Radio fundraising dollars up. And I'll put the Buy Me a Beer link in here, as always. Thank you, Cheshire Cat, for putting that in there. But definitely support the pub in any way you can. This is a good way to do it. Buy a beer today here. It's a fundraising goal, essentially, to get to this trip to Atlantic City. I've never been to Atlantic City, fun fact. I thought it was in Pennsylvania. News to me that it's in New Jersey. I think it is in New Jersey, at least. But you just buy a beer for however much you can. The fundraising goal gives us funds to go to Vegas, whether that be, rooms, food, etc. All that stuff goes back to you guys. I've actually, quietly, since this is our close personal friends watching the show right now, I've quietly told everyone, I'm like, we think we need to put a date on this. People ask all the time, when's Atlantic City? We should try to put a date on this. And after football season, starts up and we figure out and we get everything, set, I think we'll talk about Atlantic City more and hopefully put a date on that. But yes, definitely support the pub in any way you can. Appreciate all the support in any way you can. And like I said, buy me a coffee. Actually, the presenting sponsor now of Say Hey Plays. So thank you, Cheshire Cat, and definitely support the pub in any way you can. Let's move on to this last game. It was a pass game for me. A tough one for the Diamondbacks and Phillies. All right, it's going to be a good game to watch for sure. Let's talk Padres, Giants, Snell versus Webb. Man, oh man, another good pitching matchup here. But Logan Webb has put up a lot of question marks for people. Last 2 starts were not good. He passed his career high in innings pitched, and we talked about Gonsolin a bunch earlier in the show. Well, let's say you guys talked about Gonsolin a bunch. Now I've got the hiccups. Are you kidding me? But it's one of those things where it's like, is not Logan Webb one of those prime candidates? He's been struggling. His arm barking a little bit. We heard Nutflush Allen talk about maybe perhaps some little elbow issues. Who knows? I just couldn't get there with him here. And he's pitches. We know he's a lot better at home. And who isn't better at home when you're playing at that pitcher-friendly ballpark? But I couldn't get there. I couldn't get there at the end of the day. Blake Snell also been hot lately, but his last start was not good against the Guardians. Starting against the Nationals wasn't great. Is he kind of tailing off? I'm not sure. I ultimately decided to pass on this game. It's a better game to watch than to have money on. I hope that you guys cash in some form or fashion, like my man Paco Healy betting Padres first 5 here. I mean, it's a tough game. It's a tough game for me. At least you've got that rock of an offense to back you there. 4th against righties, 116 weighted runs created plus. Against lefties, the Giants are 14th, 105 weighted runs created plus. Paco Healy also calling for a bounce back there for Snell. So I could see it. I could see it for sure, but I don't want to put my money on it right now. Cheshire Cat going to be a whole lot of fun when Vegas, or I should say when Atlantic City happens. And Cheshire Cat's thinking of ways to get Jose some money in poker. It's going to be interesting. Me and Nasty Nate, we've talked about going to a casino while we're in Boston, and hopefully J-Ro from, hopefully you join us in Boston. I think we're hanging out on Friday. The Royals game is going to be the main game we hang out. And that is Friday. It's the week of the 13th. So I don't remember what day that is. That might be like the 15th, 16th. So hang out with us then. We're going to be in the Green Monster and then the Sam Adams deck. I'll let you guys know that now if you guys are anyone from Boston in that area. But yeah, I've never played poker in a casino because I'm pussy, just to say it like that. I've never played poker in the casino. I've tried playing roulette, but Preston, shout out to Preston. Preston's the one that makes the bets for us. I have not had the courage to go by myself and play yet. So I'm going to have to figure my shit out with Nasty Nate, and he's going to show me the ropes. And Helga will be with me too. So that'll be the first time I'm ever gambling with Helga. So that'll be very interesting indeed. I hope you can join us, and anyone in Boston for sure. Definitely join us for that Royals Red Sox game on the 16th, 17th, I believe. I don't remember exactly what the day is, but it's the day after the Yankees series. All right, let's recap all our plays here. An interesting show, to say the least. It's always fun when we're doing these solo shows. I appreciate the chat interaction, as always. Cheshire Cat, my man J-Ro, Paco Healy, Christopher Commentini, little razor sharp picks in here. CT Bays, Real Deal Prime showing up. Anthony, all you guys, Top Set. Top Set. I'm sorry. Top Set's a big poker player, too. So I'm sorry for disappointing. And by the way, same thing for DX Filer too. I know DX Filer probably heard that and cringed. But I will learn the game of poker eventually. You know, I need the poker percentages in my head like they have in the broadcast. I need to have that in my head. Shout out to Michael Orellina. Appreciate the kind words, my man. Let's get after it here and let's recap our plays here. First off, shout out to Matt Randall and the Tame play of the day. The under 7.5 minus 110 in Seattle, Detroit. I'm on it. Cannot wait. And AJ, thank you for reminding me about the friends and family. I will mention that as well. The under 6.5 minus 120 in Tampa Bay, Miami. Under 4, first 5, Chicago, Toronto, minus 120. A lot of minus 120s, by the way, guys. Fucking hate that. I fucking hate that. I calculated my average line, by the way, the other day. It was plus 111. Not bad. Take that all day. The Dodgers, New York Mets over 8 minus 120. And I do have a stake bet with Jay Peasy on the full game. I'm on the Mets. He's on the Dodgers. Going to be a lot of fun. I always get tricked into these bets when I'm taking underdogs, but it's all right. I'll ride it. I'm hoping my Mets take care of business. Royals first 5 money line minus 105, and the lone addition from the show going to be a little sketchy because I'm not really going against Razor, but his gambler's first glance was the under in that Rangers-Astros game, and I'm going to take the team total over 3 for the Texas Rangers minus 115. So just give me a cool 4 runs. 4-0. How about it? A little upset there. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And Friends and Family, if you guys don't know, Friends and Family is a parlay that we do on Betting with the Bag now. Me, Jimmy, and our guest, whoever that is, whether that's Pete, Moose Money, who's going to be the guest tomorrow, et cetera, all contribute one play. It's been cashing pretty well. It's up like 12 units, 90% ROI. It's been pretty crazy to see. But today's is the Seattle-Detroit under, Minnesota money line at minus 130, and that Doyers Mets first 5 over 4.5. I got it, the parlay at plus 519. Obviously, parlay prices will depend where you are. I bet those quietly. I don't count them to my record, but they have definitely kept me afloat in these last couple of weeks. So shout out to Friends and Family. All right, big shout out to everyone as well for watching. AJ mentioning that parlay. We appreciate you, Michael, Mr. MDR, and no run first inning in Baltimore Cleveland cashes. Very nice there. Real Deal Prime, Chris, J. Rowe from CT Bays. All you guys have been great. Anthony, like I mentioned, Top Set, DX, Jake Burns, Johnny Guns has been in here as well. Rocco Rogers. Everyone's been great. We appreciate these shows, or appreciate you guys showing up every time for the show. I'll mention this again. This last weekend is going to be the last weekend of Say Hey Plays on the weekend. Going forward after this weekend, it's just going to be NFL and NCAA just dominating the weekend, essentially. Sharpie's still going to do his prize pick show. He doesn't cap the full game or all the card, I should say, like I do. So my show would obviously take a little bit longer. He's going to get in and out, do his thing. So shout out to Sharpie. But my show is going to be only Monday through Friday at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. And then I'll be on the football shows as well, doing my thing, producing and all that good such as well. So definitely watch those shows and keep up with the pub. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow, I'm actually still getting my guests ready for tomorrow because I do not know who's going to be my guest. It might be another solo show. Who knows? A lot of people doing the football, and I can definitely understand. So might be a lot of solo shows going forward. Who knows? Maybe I'm just annoying people. Who knows? Maybe I just get on people's gears at the end of the day. But thanks everyone for watching. I'm just joking, obviously. Thanks everyone for watching. You guys have been great. And we will catch you tomorrow for another edition of Say Hey Plays.
We at Pub Sports Radio are doing our own Cappers contest. $100 entry fee. We will all be competing against each other. Every single cent that's put in will go into the prizes.
You've got 5 picks every week. If you go to pubsportsradio.com, you buy yourself that little ticket that you see on the website right there. Just hit add a cart. You buy the little ticket right there. And after you buy the ticket, you'll get an email with a link and a specific password for you to log in, make your picks, and all that good jam.
So it coincides, of course, with a survivor pool. 1 pick per week, sports survivor pool. That's exciting. We're having a Cappers contest, 5 picks against the spread each week, and a survivor contest. We all get to host the victors and roast the losers. The Cappers contest at Pub Sports Radio. All you have to do is go to pubsportsradio.com to sign up.